A while back, there's this weird occurrence of people wanting to save Loli figures from all those disgusting people that buy them. I bought them to save them from men! I have no idea where this logic comes from. This is just a regular, completely safe for work Hatsune Miku figure that you can get with a couple of keywords. You aren't saving anybody. Can we stop this crappy excuse to buy Lolicon? I can't even believe that people are buying these figures to save them. These are just anime figurines. You buy them, you keep them. You're the owner. Plain and simple. Some people buy these figurines in aesthetics and then confess to dumb stuff like this. Can I get a room like this without having to actually watch or play any of the anime or be familiar with them to get the merch? I don't know why you'd want to buy anime figurines and merch without knowing who they are or even familiar with the source material. At the very least, get to know their names and where they come from. Of course, I sometimes collect merch that I don't know or play. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you can do whatever you want with your products. You bought them, and that's all that the big corporations care about. I've never watched the show she's from too, because apparently it's bad. It's Shinobu from the Monogatari series, the vampire Loli that isn't actually a Loli without spoiling too much. I watched a couple episodes of the first season. It's alright, it's not my cup of tea, but it is a show for people with a specific and refined taste. All bought secondhand. I do not support what the show heavily implies. I was about to ask why you don't support what the show heavily implies, until I look closely. That's Kirino from Oreimo. It's the staple incest rom-com anime. Sorry to say this, but you can't just buy an Oreimo figure and be like, I do not support the brother-sister incest of the show. There's no excuse to buy it secondhand. You bought those figures, own it. The last thing we need is for people like this to own those figures. People on the internet really stretch out definitions. This absolutely bonkers argument involves someone accusing grown adults interacting with others of being a child predator. They are both adults. He's 40? Yeah. That doesn't change anything. They are both above the age of 18. There's nothing illegal about them loving each other, unless it's non-consensual. Go back to 10 years. He's 30 and Connor is 15. Age difference doesn't work like that, sweetheart. And the law doesn't work like that, hun. But please, go ahead and clown yourself by calling the cops on these two for daring to be adults. It's one thing to care for adults consenting with each other and calling it child predator behavior, but then you move that accusation to fictional characters. The characters are fictional. The pedophilia is real. By that logic, the characters are fictional, but murder is real. People who are attracted to children, fictional or not, are pedophiles. Unfortunately for you, and fortunately for the rest of us normal human beings, the ones who will definitely get arrested are the ones that hunt real children. Children cannot consent. The real ones cannot, I agree. But the moment you stretch that to include fictional children is the moment where you should leave the internet and seek professional help. Fiction affects reality once again, and another real-life case is being used to support such ridiculous arguments. In this instance, it's the real-life case that has a Wikipedia article. You can read it at your own discretion, but the key thing to note here is that the victim consents to being murdered. Yes, the victim wants to be dismembered. Why is this highlighted as a case of fiction affecting reality? Well, that is because the victim has expressed desires in wanting to be decapitated since 2022. He also commented on a doujin site asking for the Vietnamese translation for a doujin called Applicant for Death. I looked up that specific gore doujin. I'm definitely not a fan, but here's the thing. I find it very difficult to take it seriously, because the plot is so over-the-top gory, and the only thing I can think of when I'm reading through that is, man, if we remove the gore out of the equation, I don't mind me some floating heads like Nick from Lollipop Chainsaw or Kyoko Machi from Interview with Monster Girls. Best girl from that anime, easily. The difference is that those are fictional characters, and the doujin is a fantasy. A messed up fantasy, but a fantasy nonetheless. This is real life, and nobody who likes Gordojin would ever commit such atrocities in real life. The suspect and the victim are both already mentally unwell in the first place. Anyone can look at fiction involving illegal things and be like, no, that's not okay to do in real life. But these guys are so crazy that they think a freaking Gordojin is a genuine blueprint to imitate in real life. Now that you know all that, why is this case even brought up in the context of fiction affecting reality? I do want to clarify, this is not me making light of Swan's death for some pro-ship anti-argument. Way too late for that, dude. You're the one who brought it up. Take some accountability for it. In fact, I want to skip to the last line because it is such a vile thing to say. I'm very surprised no pro-shippers will acknowledge his death. No pro-shippers will acknowledge his death? Are you completely demented? Very nice of you to dangle his corpse for dumb internet arguments and then have the temerity to say that you're not doing it for that. Yes, you are. Do not lie. Do you know why pro-shippers do not and will not ever acknowledge his death? Because none of this has anything to do with shipping two characters. You are so insanely deranged that you genuinely associate pairing two characters together with someone expressing consent to being murdered in a snuff film in real life. Get off the internet now, you terminally online freak. I noticed that a lot of these anti-shippers have the literacy of an infant. Loli is for pedos and weirdos. There's no excuse for it. Yes, there is. They are fictional. And good lord, please learn how to type words in proper grammar. We have autocorrect on our phones now. There's no excuse to type like this. Whether porn is real or fictional, hentai pretty much, it is against the Bible. Sorry, but I am not interested in your proselytism, and I'm not interested in your moral conundrum. It's not comparable with killing people in video games like GTA or Call of Duty. Yes, it is. They are both fictional, and doing any crime in those games will not land you in jail. You need to understand the concept of sin, and you need to understand the concept of spelling. If the character is referred to as a child in the media and there's porn of it, then it's child porn. How hard is this to learn? Oh, well, what brilliant logic there. If this is referred to as a gun in the media and it can kill people, then it's a real gun. How hard is this to learn? Fiction or not, it's the same weirdo crap. Defend your point without mentioning it's fiction. You can't even spell properly. Seriously, what is it with anti-shippers and their heinous illiteracy? Also, why should I defend my point without mentioning that it's fiction when we are talking specifically about fiction? Because every pro-shipper says the exact same crap about fiction. It's not normal. Thank you for shoving your subjective morality to me, but I am not interested in it. They say the exact same thing because it is true. It is normal to think that fiction is not real. You just refuse to believe it. Another installment of anti-shippers being terminally online and mentally deranged to operate in any capacity. I just learned one of my mutuals is a dark or pro-shipper. Oh no, how dare they ship two characters together? You are not welcome here. You are not safe here. Wow, you are mentally deranged. Just block and unfollow the person like a normal human being. But you can't because you are sick in the head. And you genuinely think that public callouts like this are somehow gonna make things better. Keep your nasty, disgusting pedo and incest crap far away from me and my platforms. Your platform? How entitled do you have to be to think that the whole social media is for you? You will be blocked the minute I learn about your disgusting habits. Ah, I see that in your backwards universe, you must do a public call out first before doing the sensible thing. No, you are not coping by perpetuating the cycle that caused your trauma in the first place. Some people do that, but in general, most people just like shipping two characters together, and they like taboo ships. How dare they, right? You are becoming the abuser instead of the victim the minute you post that crap publicly. Abuser of whom? We're talking about fictional characters here, not real people. Stop normalizing disgusting crap. Real victims are uncomfortable by that crap, as it's extremely triggering to not only see your abuse all over the internet, but see idiots try and normalize it. Sorry, but it is already normalized. You're just an infant on this internet, and you are shocked at seeing things you don't want to see. Fiction affects reality. Get the hell over yourself. It does not, but I do believe that it does affect your reality because you are too mentally deficient to be able to distinguish between the two. I know I'm leaving TikTok, but this needs to be said. That just explains everything, doesn't it? Seriously, get some help. Someone is incredibly paranoid. For the love of God, please don't take people liking Loli sexual stuff as a joke. I don't see any problems with it either way. They're just fictional characters. What are you on about? The cycle goes like this. Loving Loli leads to get into Loli sexual stuff, leads to getting curious and getting right into CB communities. Whoa, let's stop right there. That does not happen at all. And you are demented to even suggest that. There's a huge difference between fictional children and real children. If you cannot disassociate between the two, the person who needs help is you. Also, you can be pro-Loli or anti-Loli and still be a child predator. Whether people love or hate fictional characters has absolutely zero bearing to whether they are a child predator or a danger to children. They have absolutely nothing to do with each other. A lot of people like these get away with it because people view the first two stages as a joke. No, they do not. This whole scenario is entirely made up in your head and is not backed up with any semblance of reality. You are delusional to even think this way. Seek professional help. And that's all for the video today. Here's a cat. Huge thanks to all the wonderful sponsors this week. You're all fantastic. Don't forget to check out my previous videos here. Click the like button, comment, subscribe, join the YouTube membership, leave some tips, just $1 down below. And thanks for watching.